Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here and going through the news with me, because there are a lot of things in the what? Excuse me. I had to say thank you to my mom. She yelled, "Bless you," from downstairs. Anyway, hello. Sorry. Thank you for being here to go through the news with me today, because there's stuff I'm really curious about. I mean, when I started this channel, it really was because there was so much crazy stuff going on in the news, and I wanted to know. It was like I would get upset by things that Trump had done and what have you, and I'd be like, okay, drop what I'm doing. Where are my cards? I want to read on this. Well, there's some stuff today where I want to know. I would be dropping everything. I would be taking time. I mean, I do this. I would do it often anyway, but I would definitely be taking time today to look at. So thank you for going through the news with me. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org. We're hopefully adding to food banks here, and that is the that's kind of how we do. We've 10% of the income for everything Black and Orange has gone to Feeding America since the channel was first monetized in October of 2018. So yeah, thank you. You've done a lot of good. Thank you for the I thought we should do colors, nice spring colors, do that kind of stuff. Cat says, my cat just heard you and said hello. Hello, kitten. Hello, good kitten. Ricky says, and the star of the show, soon to go on tour with Ringo Starr and his all-star band, Boo Boo and Kitty. Oh. Well, he will after his nap. And the nap after that, and the nap after that. Joyce says, I was confused. I thought I saw today's show, but it was yesterday's replay. Well, Wednesdays are green. Yes, I color code the days. Wednesdays are green, yellow. Thursdays are yellow. Sundays are blue. Mondays are orange or brown. Tuesdays are purple. Wednesdays are green. Thursdays are yellow or brown. Friday is black, gray, or white. Saturday is red or pink. Seriously, it's just when you do this every day for a long period of time, what happens is that you start duplicating too much, and things start you start having videos up against each other that are too similar, and then you're like, well, what haven't I worn in a while, and what have you. So quite a while ago, I decided to just go through and just give every day a particular color, as it doesn't, I don't always stick with it. Sometimes the plan falls apart, but in general, yeah, there are specific colors for specific days. It makes it a lot easier. So anyway, so thank you. Okay. Kat says, Chatalupe says, and nuzzled my tablet. Oh, to kitten. Joey says, wait, today's Thursday? Please tell me today's Thursday. Yes, today's Thursday. Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Okay. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You don't have to listen to me jibber jab. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are there. I timestamp them as I go. And then, or you can watch it back on 1.25 speed or whatever works for you. And apparently YouTube only counts a view if you watch for at least 30 seconds. So, and that's not me, that's everybody. So I'm just letting you know about that too. Thumbs up and subscriptions, most appreciated. Stephanie Martin says, Roy G. Biv. Yes. Only when I set this up, I realized that it was a particular week. I realized that Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, is on Tuesday. So purple, that would be the perfect day for purple. And that year, that week or the following week, was Mardi Gras was pretty late. So what's it called? It was early. I'm getting confused. St. Patrick's Day was on a Wednesday. And so it was like, okay, Fat Tuesday is purple. St. Patrick's Day was on a Wednesday that year, so that was green. Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday. So I wanted, so it's like there were a yellow, an orange, a brown, some kind of fall color. And Fridays, well, Black Friday is the biggest holiday of the year. So that's how it started. And then I thought Sunday would be a good, calming, relax, get ready for the week ahead. It's also been the beginning of my weeks run from Sunday to Saturday, but it's just a nice, calm Sunday. So I went for blue for Sunday. Anyway, okay. Michelle saying, Dear Autumn, I have a request for May 1st, which I think is a Tuesday. Please, can you make a Lily of the Valley theme for the overlay? On May Day, the French give out bouquets of Lily of the Valley. Interesting. Joyce says, today was the first time I watched the replay from yesterday. The time stamping was awesome. Good. Good. I might be able to work in another question. Hang on, hold on. I was trying to figure out which notebook to grab. A bigger deal in my life is color coding the different parts of my business. So let me make a note. Do. So you're saying May 1st? The French give out Lily of the Valley? All right. Thank you for letting me know. I will make that a regular thing. 23030 Thursday. There we go. All right, this is the purple graphics. All right, that's that notebook. Pen tab, and we're good to go. Color organization. I don't know. I'm thinking, Mike. I know. We'll get to the questions in 1 second. I'm thinking about I was talking about my color organization channel. I might not make it a separate channel. I might include it on the Book Art Media channel and just do a series of color organization, business color organization videos, because there are a lot of other videos I want to make about making a book cover and all this other stuff. So I'll have to think about it. Okay. All right. Now for the questions. Monday, May 1st. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. So 9 minutes in. I can't. I want to know what's going on with this quote. I heard it the other day, but I want to know. So Trump, if you may or may not have heard, Trump came out with the craziest video, which, day ending in day. And I want to know what's behind it. Quote, I got rid of the death tax on farms so that when you do pass away, on the assumption that you love your children, you can leave it to them and they won't have to pay tax. But if you don't love your children so much, and there are some people that don't, and maybe deservedly so, it won't matter because, frankly, you don't have to leave them anything. Thank you very much. Have fun. What just happened? What? What the heck? Is he that angry with his children? I wouldn't be surprised. He's a raging narcissist. Dentist, I used to color code my different special education classes. Aw, the 4 groups of children. That's wonderful. Secretary says, I thought I was the only one who organized things by color. Yeah, that is just crazy. My business. Yeah. Moving on. This energy, I can't. Yeah, what? Have fun? Joyce Matthews, apparently that's how he ends a lot of the when he speaks at like Mar-a-Lago or something. This makes no sense. Is he that? He's, okay, first of all, he is so angry right now. He is so angry. You have to remember, this man has the emotional intelligence of a sea cucumber. I mean, he has no coping skills. He is entitled. This is what happens when you spoil children. This is what happens with people who are entitled their whole life. They get away with everything. They don't learn how to cope when things get bad. And this man, Donald Jerk Trump, has gotten away with everything for so long. Heinous stuff. So, yeah, Heather Formosa says, sorry, Eric. It's not going to get better, guy. Yeah. Chariot. Well, we're going to talk about next, which is Trump's back up in the polls among GOP voters. We'll get there. Hang on. Right now, judgments. 10 of Pentacles. High Priestess. 8 of Pentacles. This is just sad. If he was a decent person, sitting down and having a good cry would do him some good. But he won't do that. So he just gets angry. All this judgment is coming down on him. This is the card of dynasty. This is the Trump dynasty as he sees it. But he's being judged. His secrets are the key to all of this. And he feels that his children are doing next to nothing to help him. Ivanka's doing nothing to help him, very much on purpose. But Junior's putting out videos all the time trying to protect us, trying to do PR for his father. Eric's just trying to keep the business running. Because I get the sense that Junior is, shall we say, indisposed. And this is just, Trump is so angry. He is so angry right now. And he thinks that even his children, especially Ivanka, they've just abandoned him. And he will not have that. He thinks he's a medieval king. Chosen by God. Better than everybody else. Plus, Roxana Lee is saying Barron really is an only child. That's the thing. I mean, that's really what Melania pushes. She sees her child as an extension of herself, and that her extreme materialism means when she's negotiating, and trust me, there's some negotiation going on, that it's always her and Barron. She brings up Barron all the time. So Trump's mad about that too. So what's going to happen in general with the griftlings? Tiffany's fine. She married someone really wealthy. 8 of Wands. It's just a lot of garbage he's done. A lot of there's a lot. There are no quiet days in grift world. There just aren't. Hello, sweet pea. Sitting pretty. 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's Melania. 7 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. He's sitting pretty. He's focused on Melania. If anybody's trying to get money out of Trump, do it now. Because this is Mar-a-Lago, his base, and what have you, but there's no money there. This is a foreclosure. This is things being seized. Ill-gotten gains. The weeds of crime bear bitter fruit. And they will be taken away from you, you moron. You duplicitous moron. So, yeah. Jolie S says trauma explosion. That's Trump in anger mode. Yep. JR and Kathy Delisle are both saying that they hope that Barron's better than than his parents, but I'm not going to read on Barron. He's still 17, so. But I understand what you're saying. All right, so. All right, at 1750. Now, this is a Fox poll, but remember, Fox isn't entirely on Trump's side these days. I just realized I do not have any lights on. Okay, sorry. So, Fox poll. Trump's GOP support was 43% last month. Think about that for a minute. Trump's GOP support was at 43% last month? Really? Okay. Here's the problem. This month, it's gone up to 54%. From 43% to 54%. So up 11 percentage points in a month. Trump's approval rating, his support among the GOP. Hey, you guys want to hang that albatross around your neck? Don't let me stop you. Are they actually going to? Are Republicans really going to hang that albatross around their neck? Around their necks? Linda Johnson says polls are not to be believed. They look a Republican vote list and only call maybe 1,500 people. I'm having a look here to see what I can pick up. 3 of Pentacles. There are those who, there are quite a few people who would much prefer somebody else, but DeSantis is struggling. Yeah, he's awful, but he and Lady Macbeth are not going to have the kind of national support that they think they will. What was that? Jolie says, oh, great, that will fuel Sniffy to boast more. Yes, true. So, hey, go ahead. Go ahead. Five of Cups, 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, far-right communication. They, on the right, they've been lied to so much. They've been lied to so much. And Biden's not being arrested. And Hunter Biden hasn't been arrested, even though he's been under investigation. And Trump's not in office. And they're not. They don't. From our perspective, the right, especially the far right, they've gotten way too much, especially taking away people's rights. But they don't see it that way because they're always the victim. Always the victim. Yeah, right. Josh Hawley just tried to introduce legislation that would make, I want to say, was it because it doesn't make sense to me, that it was the shooting in Nashville where he wants it to be investigated as a hate crime against Christians. The victim. Please. Far-right communication. Various investigations. Far-right communication, various investigations swirling around. I do get a less crazy Republican will be the nomination, name the major nominee in the end. But if you're expecting a real moderate, but it's somebody Republicans they think could actually have some chance of winning. He won't be moderate, but I don't get Trump. I don't get DeSantis. I don't get cruel King Abbott of Texas. So. Ricky says Hunter Biden didn't send a mob to the Capitol building because his dad threw a temper tantrum. Janelle says Chris Christie may announce in June. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Really? Janus. I think of him as Janus. January is named after the god Janus, who has two faces looking into the past and into the future. Life in serious profile. Which is my best side. But I think of Chris Christie as Janus because his energy flips so dramatically. He becomes this political animal, and it is just the heinous, animalistic, cruel, selfish, vile person. And then he switches, and there is a part of him that isn't awful. It's very strange. I mean, a lot of politicians can go from heinous awful to charming, but he can actually be good, but he switches. Frankly, I don't want somebody in charge like that. But, whew. So, yeah, Chris Christie, I call him Janus. Okay, so Glenn has got Glenn is in a Weiselburg state of mind. All right, at 2440. Have you heard? Weisselberg has fired his Trump paid for lawyer. Now, Glenn has a very good question, which is, did Trump quit paying, or did Weisselberg fire those lawyers? Weiselburg is going to be liable for overseeing Trump's fraudulent payments. He's going to be liable for overseeing Trump's fraudulent payments. That I don't understand. I mean, I know technically he still works, but at Griftco, but Weiselberg is going to prison, or is in prison. This break may be to coordinate with others. Anyway, so did Trump quit paying, or did Weiselberg fire those lawyers? And then we're going to ask about the basically he's about to flip. That's the next question. So did Trump quit paying, or did Weiselberg say? What's going on between Trump and Weiselberg? Weiselberg has had Trump's back his entire life. But they're going after Weisselberg's kids. They're threatening to hold his kids responsible for things his kids have done. Yeah, Tracy Graber, exactly. He's facing multiple extra charges with longer prison terms. That's the merchant. That's the business. That is Griftco. What? Kelly B has something about Boebert, and I'm not going there. Okay. Hanged Man. Yeah, he's stuck. He's so far because he refused to talk. Ace of Pentacles. Lawyers are expensive. There's a thief card. Four of Swords. So Weisselberg has fired the lawyers Trump was paying for. And they are, it is a huge expense. And he was trying to be loyal to Trump. But prison is a whole new thing. He's gone in, hasn't he? He's actually in right now, isn't he? Holly Francis Weisselberg has had a taste of prison and is more likely to flip rather than endure the rest of his life in Rikers Island. Yep. Cindy says maybe the money in Weisselberg's prison account hasn't been refilled. Janelle says yes, thank you. It looks very different from the inside. It looks very different. And is he at, yeah, and Glenn and Lucky Girl saying he's at Rikers right now. Hello, Lucky Girl. Whole different viewpoint. Anything that keeps him at Rikers, suddenly, Kathy DeLass says he has a month left. And he could potentially be facing more charges, longer sentences. Oh, thank you, Kathy DeLass. Oh, Michelle L. I'd love to look at Griftco tomorrow. If you wouldn't mind throwing it in the chat before I come on, I'd be really grateful. All right, cards are coming right off the top of the deck. It's not quite a hanging, but you know what they say about there's nothing like a hanging in the morning to focus the mind. Queen of Cups. I don't know what Mrs. Weisselberg is like, but I assume he's still married. It feels like family, a woman or family coming to visit him at Rikers. That's hard on his ego. That's hard on his sense of being a man, your sense of being a person, being a thief. But this emotionally cuts deep in Weisselberg. Don't do the crime. Okay. He has such a nice life, sitting pretty, strength card, 5 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, Hanged Man. Prosecutors are threatening him with more jail time. He just wants out. He just wants out so badly. He just wants out so badly. And what he gave wasn't enough. I'm not going to flip. I'm not going to go speak out against Trump. Okay, fine. You're going to get longer. We're going to actually go forward with some of the things that we said we'd hold off on. So you didn't do what we wanted. Not really. So we're going to go forward. And he's freaking out. Okay, so is he going to flip? That's the that's the rub. 3130. 3130. Will Weiselburg now testify against Trump to avoid further fraud convictions in the Stormy Daniels et al. Hush money payments? He knew what was going on. Alan Weiselberg just fired his Trump-funded lawyers. I'm not going to ask specifically about the Stormy Daniels. I'm just going to say in general, because if he flips on Trump in one thing, he's going to flip on Trump in whatever he needs to flip on Trump. Cindy is saying, Cindy, I'm always worried I'm going to mispronounce your last name. Sigurdsson, is that right? Cindy Sigurdsson is saying, I just saw it. Going from the lap of luxury to Rikers must be a shock. True. Yeah. Exactly. Kevin Waggy saying it's called tax fraud. Mm-hmm. So, Weiselburg, Mr. Panicked, Mr. I can get away with anything because I did for decades. Gonna flip on Trump. He feels like he's backed into a corner. You know, there's volunteering information, but there's also just corroborating if people say things. And he's been trying to kind of cast this, obscure some stuff, just not get himself into more trouble, not get Trump in more trouble. It's not working. It's not working because they know you had 2 sets of books for the company. What did you expect? I have enough trouble keeping 1 set of books for my own company. How the heck are you running 2 sets of books and you think that's okay? What? I have to do my taxes soon, and I'm already like, oh, jeez. All right. Knight of Cups. 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. 6 of Cups. Well, the prosecutors, it sounds like they are working him emotionally in a very intelligent way. In the same way that I remember after the heinousness of the, how do I put this? It's not overreach. It's just the heinousness. I'll just say the heinousness of where Bush and Cheney took the Patriot Act. That there were interrogators saying, you don't need to be torturing people. You don't get good information that way. And seriously, cold night, cup of cocoa, just having a talk, you can get some good information that way. You can manipulate your way around people better and get better information than torture garbage. And that's what's coming to mind here, which is they're not torturing him, but they're working around him emotionally. This is the dynasty. They're because what they're up against, I mean, this is the challenge, is the dynasty. He worked for Trump's father, and then he's worked for Trump. And Trump's no spring chicken. I mean, this has been his whole life. But again, they're working on him, and he wants to see his children and grandchildren, and he doesn't, this is some tears right here, something Trump isn't capable of. But Weiselburg is. He's heinous. He's awful. But he has more of an emotional range than Trump does. So is he going to flip on Trump? I've got 4 cards here that say emotionally being shown the reality. And it's fighting the center pillar of Trump's sense, or of Weisselberg's sense of the Trump dynasty and his role in that. But even as a center card, that's 4-1. And this is all minor arcana. This is really down in the gray rooms, on the very, not talking big, overblown, bigger ideal. No. Very human level comforts, discomforts, family, biological family. Yeah. Yeah, Elflower 1 stars. If he was smart, it would be better if he told the truth. The truth will set you free. Exactly. Why is Weisselberg going to flip on Trump? It feels like it. It feels like it right now. Now, once he's out of Rikers, and they're threatening to send him back, it's going to be traumatic for him. Having been sent to Rikers is going to be traumatic for him. Again, he lived in luxury. He had all this wealth. He had all this power. He had all this, and that's a whole thing. Tower. Yeah, how the mighty have fallen. King of Pentacles, that's going to prison. He's afraid of prison. Temperance. I think he's going to flip. I think he's going to talk. He had his cushy life. He's gone to prison. He doesn't want to go back there. That's what I'm getting. Ricky, yes. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows. All right. 3830. Oh, this is glorious. DeSantis has been out-negotiated by Mickey Mouse. Mwah. So basically, there's a board of people who control a lot of, how do I put this? They control a lot of how Disney in Florida, how that's working on what happens, what doesn't. And DeSantis managed to get a whole bunch of his people onto that board. So now he was going to do whatever he wanted. Here's the thing. Disney saw it coming. They voted before the new people came in and stripped that board of power until 2052 or something like that. So, yeah. I've got a link here. Oh, DeSantis, you moron. It didn't work. Okay, that's the Alan Weisselberg. We've covered that. There we go. Let's see if there are any really fun details here. Share screen. Out negotiated by Mickey Mouse. Okay, so former President Donald Trump's team is taking a gleeful victory lap. I don't care. Governor Ron DeSantis' law to punish Disney for speaking out against his anti-LGBTQ plus legislation hit a brick wall. The legislation aimed to allow DeSantis to replace the governing board of the special district that has allowed Disney to effectively run its own local government at the site of its Walt Disney World resorts since the 70s. The takeover was passed soon after Disney issued a statement criticizing state legislation known as the Don't Say Gay law. Okay. But according to the Orlando Sentinel, the previous board, voted at the last minute on a development compact that makes DeSantis' new hand-picked replacement board effectively powerless to govern Disney for 30 years. The new DeSantis-aligned board expressed dismay over the previous board's actions. This essentially makes Disney the government, board member Ron Perry said. This board loses, for practical purposes, the majority of its ability to do anything beyond maintain the roads and maintain basic infrastructure. DeSantis is already gearing up to challenge the contract in court. An initial review suggests these agreements may have significant legal infirmities that would render the contracts void as a matter of law, as opposed to a matter of what, pudding? Disney maintains that the contract is legal, and all debate over passing it complied with Florida's transparency laws. Get stuffed. Okay. Yes, Azalea, checkmate. As a matter of law. What else would it be? Words to mean nothing at all. Okie dokie. So, DeSantis, you can have any luck getting that board power? Ricky says, who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? NOTDESANTIS. Yeah. Judgment. You got played. You got played. 10 of Swords, Ace of Swords, 8 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. Oopsie. So he wants a new start, and he'll throw everything he can for it. This is a legal decision by the courts. But this feels like that word working, but grumbling. I'm getting grumbling. Fine, I've got to work on the roads and keep the roads going. Who cares about the roads? I can't do anything. This feels like grumbling. Did I spell that correctly? NOTDESANTIS. I think so. Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, that was awesome. I don't think this is going to work well for him. Yeah, Douglas. To paraphrase Dirty Dancing, no one puts Mickey in a corner. 2 cards for this reading. Oh, sour grapes. Oh, did your underhanded garbage not work? Poor baby. Make you feel better, I'll take you to Disney World. 2 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, Tower. Legal decision. He's mad. He's mad, but honestly, he's got bigger problems. This is Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune, Tower, which would mean things are about to change and go bad, or could potentially, but this doesn't feel like him and Disney. What's going on here? What's going on with DeSantis? Patricia is saying the roads are going to become considerably worse for the next 21 years. Yes. All right, quick look. Knight of Cups. Got played. Dude. Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, Hanged Man, 4 of Cups. DeSantis is going to find other underhanded ways to do stuff, but this gambit, he got played. He'll find other ways to be heinous and horrible because that's what he does. All right. So Carrie F had a question at 47. Sorry, that's my stomach. Will Roger Stone ever be indicted for his crimes on a state level? Roger Stone. Will Roger Stone ever be indicted for his crimes on a state level? Lots of talk about that a while back, but it seems like no one's talking about it. And any state charges would not be covered by any of Sniffy's pardons. Roger Stone. Janelle says, oh, please say yes. He's a gross little con man. Seriously, he's Oswald Cobblepot. Roger Stone. Gonna spend the rest of your life swanning around doing things with your wife and others that I don't even want to think about, and just continuing to be a fixer. Or remember the January 6th committee, they sent someone to Denmark, wasn't it? Because around the January 6th insurrection, Roger Stone was being filmed for another documentary about his greatness, his life. And January 6th, they specifically went to Denmark to get the original, or rather to maybe just get copies, but to keep in hand. And because of that, you've got a chain of custody, a direct chain of custody. It didn't go through the mail, didn't go through a delivery service. You've got a direct chain of custody. And in theory, that kind of stuff should have gone to Jack Smith. But we're also, basically, we're asking about things that on a state level.
I'm not sure I understand.
Sorry. Random electronic devices talking to me. Anyway. Page of Swords. He's a bully. A card for bullies. Oh, all right. Four of Swords, Hanged Man. 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, Lovers. Things have been kind of, is it just me or things have been kind of quiet on the Roger Stone front? Because this is evidence laid out. This is investigations. He was there on January 6th. He was at the Willard Hotel with all the other people who they've been talking about. We're planning things around January 6th. I wonder if it doesn't have to be state. It could be federal. Just Trump didn't give him the kind of pardon he would need to be immune from Jack Smith. Oh, Roger Stone, is Jack Smith going to be your undoing? Janelle says oddly quiet. Yes. Ooh, Douglas says Oswald Cobblepot looked better underdressed, and I have unfortunately seen both. Oh. Susie Buckingham says he's been quiet for a reason. Roger Stone, is Jack Smith going to be your undoing? Or one of Jack Smith's prosecutors. Far-right communication. Yeah, it's not like he was subtle. It's not like, gosh, nobody knows what he was doing that day. He had a camera crew on him. There's a thief card, is where we're starting. Magician. Knight of Wands, Star. You moron. You underestimate the Democrats and Jack Smith and all of this. You underestimate the DOJ. This isn't even subtle what you did on January 6th, let alone some of the other stuff. But January 6th, this is not even remotely subtle. Thief, standing up, pushing an insurrection. You had a camera crew. How stupid do you have to be? How arrogant do you have to be to help try to set up an insurrection, or try to set up a failed insurrection, but try to set up an insurrection and have a camera crew on you the whole time? What a maroon. What an ultra maroon. And you underestimate the side against you. You idiot. Wow. Holly and Francis Stone's narcissism will be his undoing. That makes sense. Chanel says, and the Oath Keepers guarding. Right. People who've been sent to prison who maybe could get some time off if they cooperated and flipped on the higher-ups. Old kitty toes. Oh, I see kitty toes. Sorry. 7 of, yeah. He thinks he can, he's so clever and he can talk his way out of anything. You idiot. Everybody can see. Everybody can see what you did. He thinks he's clever. He can talk his way out of, no. Obvious. In Technicolor. That's all I'm getting. That's as far as I'm getting. It just dumb as bricks. Okay. Speaking of dumb as bricks. Let me get this. Yes, Lady Eva. Hello, Captain Obvious. Yes, exactly. Nick Fuentes. Nicholas Joseph Fuentes is an American white supremacist. Ugh, gross. Political commentator and live streamer. A former YouTuber. His channel was permanently suspended in February of 2020 for violating YouTube's hate speech policy. He is known for holding anti-Semitic views and denying the Holocaust. He was born in 1998. He's 24 years old. And movement, white supremacism, white nationalism, Christian nationalism. He is disgusting. He is a boil on the backside of humanity. Scum. Yes, Kathy Delisle, you know, a scumbag. Yes, this is who we're talking about right here. There he is. Nick Fuentes. Oh, look. Yeah, there he is with Kanye and you're superior, huh? You think you're superior than who? You are a small little man. You are a pathetic. It's kind of the way that Hitler was pushing the Aryan race. It's like, I'm sorry, do you own a mirror? Just pointing out the obvious, but so you scumbag, Nick Fuentes, you think you're superior. Yes, you're superior. By the way, if anyone thinks I'm making fun of people who have lisps, I am not. My brother-in-law, it was a joke he told me many years ago. His family's from Cuba, and they immigrated here. And so he is fluent in Spanish. And he is Cuban-American. And he was explaining years and years ago, because they've been married more than 35 years. Wow. He's been married to my oldest sister for more than 35 years. And he said, well, the difference, he was explaining how they say gracias in Mexico, but in Spain they say gracias, because the king at the time had a lisp and the people in the court wanted to say, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Sir. And so they incorporated that TH, and they didn't in Central America. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But he said that's why Spanish speakers from Spain think they're superior, which I always thought was very funny. So yeah, he thinks he's superior. Man, there's nothing wrong with having a lisp, but just that TH. So, yes, he thinks he's superior. Basically, because what, you have people sucking up to you? Lady Eva says, I was in Spain last year. I never noticed that. I don't know. I am sharing the joke. That's all. That's all. So Nick Fuentes is not happy. Good. That brightens my day right there. I don't wish I don't wish death or illness or anything like that on anybody. But a scumbag like this isn't happy that he's not getting his way? Good. Hallelujah. Man, Betty Cantrell says, that makes me so happy. Yeah, but Nick Fuentes isn't happy. I didn't even write down the time when I started talking. Oops. He moved to right-wing YouTube alternative Rumble. Who cares? Recently, because he under the guise of their anti-censorship policy, when no one went to look at his videos, he claims he was shadow banned and censored. That's what was happening. So he went to Rumble. And he's mad because he feels he's being shadow banned on Rumble now. No, it's not that you're a scumbag, that you are so heinous, even other scumbags think you are too awful. No, he's Nick Fuentes, what's going to happen to you? You slime. Castilian Spanish use a TH sound. Thank you, Tracy. The moon, chaos. You know how I've explained that, all of our souls are precious. That I believe our souls are sparks, are little tiny pieces of the divine. And that we are connected to all the other. Okay. And if we make really, really bad choices in this life, we can lower our vibration and lower it and lower it and lower it. So to the point when we leave our bodies, when we pass on, we pop out of our physical bodies, and people who have super low vibration, it's like we're already at a lower vibration than these higher levels, but you fall actually down into compacted. I don't get fire. I don't get torture. I get their compact levels, and they're like frozen in this, more dense and more dense. They're very dense. Nick Fuentes, very dense, level. And that's why their spirits, they'll often try to make themselves kind of ugly to scare, because they need that negative. They become parasites, and they need to eat that level of gunk, bad energy. So they try to scare, and it's like, go away. I'm trying to read on this guy, and it's like, wow, you really are dense. You really are just, ew. It's like he's about this big, sitting, in front of my feet. It's just like, ew. I mean, I don't want to actually squish him, but I could, because of his bad choices. Any one of us could. Kathy DeLau, fossilized. There we go. He's gross. Ace of Wands. So what's going to happen to you, knuckle dragging moron? Nothing good. I mean, there's always a place for these blankety blanks on the far right. But he's trying to spread hatred on sites where, I mean, I think even Rumble has some kind of terms of service, but nobody wants to watch your stuff, dude. Nobody cares. So he's feeling all beaten up, but it's because he's so heinous. So he's going to have to get in with some other group who are willing to throw him a bone. Yeah. All right, scumbag. 24, huh? Got your whole life ahead of you. And you're gonna spend it. You're gonna spend the whole time on that low vibration. Pathetic. Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's possible I wonder if any of the January 6th stuff has already come back to bite him. But he's working, and it's on the far right. It's just out of the limelight. Does that make sense? It's just kind of, or just it's lesser. It's just kind of there. You're scum. Be nicer. there is a philosophy in business that you will be as successful based on how much you help other people. And the more people you help, or even if it's a lesser number of people, but you help them a great deal, then you should have success. And that's a really good business philosophy to have. Not a chance they could penetrate his thick concrete skull. Not a chance. So, okay. Kathy Delau says, Wheel of Fortune coming up a lot. Time for a cool change. Yes. Yes. Oh, Lola Bell. August 18th, 1998. Oh, is that when Moron was born? Okay. Anyway. All right. Seriously. Oh, wow. Third chakra. I don't usually get third chakra gunk. Deborah Johnson is asking, is an overloaded Celtic reading the same as a grand tableau? No. A grand tableau, think of it this way, I'm going to say the Lenormand deck because that's where it's grand tableau is most often used, but it only has 36 cards. All right. So, I mean, we're talking like not as many cards, and they're numbered 1 through 36. So you make a big rectangle, and the first card is for the first square, second card, third card, fourth card, fifth card, and with the one. Now, when you put a card down, it's probably going to be different. When you put a card in that square, it's probably going to be different than what that square is for, what card that square is for, and it's the meaning of what does this card mean sitting in that square, and then you start following the lines across and that sort of thing. That's my understanding of a grand tableau. An overloaded Celtic is a tarot, where you're just the shape, different pieces mean different things. It's a particular shape, and you can take cards individually, you can take them together. So anyway, Deborah Johnson says, thanks, got it. Sorry. If you want something over-explained, I'm your gal. Okay. Deborah Johnson, got it, thanks. Oh, when you're asked questions and the person you're trying to explain it to is like, okay, yeah, okay. It's just like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I deserve that. I do. Okay. Anyway. 109. Eileen had a question. How are the GOP voters viewing the revengeful, there's a word, viewing the revengeful approach of GOP lawmakers in the various committees rather than getting work done? Will more turn away from the GOP? Well, considering we're now in the Fox News poll, Trump's approval rating has jumped from 43% to 54% among Republicans. But how are the GOP voters viewing the revengeful approach? Because Trump's all about the revengeful approach. Ricky says, and the star of the show, soon to be cast as Margot Lane in the new Shadow movie. Autumn. Oh, me. Oh, thank you. Lamont. Justice. Why didn't he date her? I don't understand. okay, I understand totally. They can be friends. They could, who knows? But I never quite understood why what was the nature of their relationship? Okay, justice card. Well, Trump's doing well because they're seeing him as the GOP. He's being harassed. Queen of Swords, investigations, world, Nine of Swords. It's all victim mentality. Ricky says, well, because he was a shadow. I couldn't date anybody because he was a shadow. That's hysterical. That was good. I walked right into that one. That was good. That was awesome. Oh, that was good. Okay. Sorry. Douglas says, I'm just learning the Rider-Waite deck, so I'm learning a lot from you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. That was good. All right. GOP voters viewing the revengeful approach, the GOP lawmakers and the various committees, it's just playing up their victim mentality. They don't. What? They're not expecting to get anything right now because they assume anything that the Republicans do in the House, the Senate's going to kill it. Joe Biden would veto it. So they're not expecting anything from the Republicans. Yeah, it'd be nice if they were trying to do stuff, speaking about problems that the average person cares about, but they. Deborah says, hopefully laughter's vanished all the ick. Some of it, but I literally do think I'm going to go have a shower. The energy today was particular. It's like it's making my skin crawl. It's like, no. All right. And where are we? Nanette had a question. 1-12-40. Let's say that. 1-12-40. Do you see us ever being able to securely vote online? Well, eventually, yes. But anytime within the next decade, As I says, lots of icky people in today's readings. Oh, yeah. And Rikers. Energy at Rikers is not exactly like a garden with pretty flowers. It's awful. Lady Eva says the color for today is now red. Yeah. Okay. Securely vote online. Well, securely vote online. Knight of Wands. Not anytime soon. Knight of Swords. 6 of Swords. 6 of Wands. No, not anytime soon. This goes back to it's rigged, foreign interference. It's just no, and no. A lot of fighting, people's votes being changed, possibility of hacking, right wing making hay of the whole thing, unfortunately. Lady Eva says the only Riker I want to see is William T. Here you. Shame I don't have a chair here that I can throw my leg over to sit down. All right. Maggie who says new shower, just go into Jimmy Carter's energy. I would, but I don't want to mess up his energy. I don't want to put the ick of this into his energy because it's so good. All right, at 1:15. 1:15. We have a question. There's chatter in the political circles that begs the question on this particular scenario. Okay. if we're going to perp-walk Trump, please, and have Putin go before the Hague, please, since there's no statute of limitations on war crimes, will George W. Bush and Dick Cheney be locked up at any point? Anne says he did that because he hurt his back a long time ago. Oh, I wasn't making fun. I think it's just this character, it fits his character very well. Evidence gathered. Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, 10 of Cups. No. Bush and Cheney are going to. As I says, the U.S. is not part of the Rome Accord, so no. And I'm just not getting. I'm getting nothing. So, all right. 11630. Now you guys know I love technology. 11630. My midheaven, but also most importantly, my North Node is in Aquarius, which is about technology. And so I love technology. But I know there can be negative sides of it. I mean, yeah, but an open letter signed by hundreds of prominent artificial intelligence experts, tech entrepreneurs, and scientists calls for a pause on the development and testing of AI technologies more powerful than OpenAI's language model GPT-4, so that the risks it may pose can be properly studied. Do we need to worry? Now, whether they're going to do a pause or not, but do we need to worry, I think, is really the question. Kathy Dawes says it's scary. I don't know. Do we need to worry? Oh, thank you, Finzenberger. First of all, we have to separate fact from fiction. Are we going to get Skynet and the Terminator? I really don't think we will. So, and that's the thing about this technology, because technology is ruled by Uranus and the sign Aquarius. And the thing about Uranus is you get the unexpected. And it doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just it's hard to plan, because what happens is like, what? When I will say this, I'll look at the cards, but I will say this. When, as a, I do write, I do write fiction sometimes. And as a storyteller, you are finding ways for us to understand our world better, but also deal with a lot of modern versions of older problems. And the Terminator it wouldn't have to be a machine. I mean, you could tell a version of this story back of the story of the Terminator. You could tell the story back in ancient times, and it would just be, we helped we had slaves. The ancient Greeks had slaves. We had slaves, we fed them, we did this, and they turned against us. And because they were stronger and we were lazy or whatever. I mean, so keep that in mind. It's not just going to be, a computer reaches some level of independent thinking and then they immediately turn into what humans think it will turn into. I mean, it's just as possible that AI will become sentient and then just sit there. Just has a lot to do, a lot to look at, plenty of thinking to do, looking at the universe, contemplating vast amounts of information, calculations. I mean, seriously, we don't know. And it's not necessarily heinous. Empress, this is a more natural world. Knight of Cups. And we are afraid because we see ourselves as being very fragile. Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles. It can be misused by hackers or what have you. Any technology can be used that way. Or not any, you know what I mean. I mean, an electric can opener isn't going to hack your computer, but you know what I mean. But it's going to be more disruption of jobs. The same way the Industrial Revolution, people who had their old way of thinking, it changed things. It changed things dramatically. People moved to cities. Women got jobs. You had overcrowding. You had low wages, but you had more freedom. But you had, I mean, there are going to be similarities with the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, Kelly B. I wish they didn't do tests on animals too. I'm vegan, so. Roxana Lee says that was cute. Roxana Lee says the AI deep fake of the Pope in a white puffer coat was pretty good. Yeah, that was a good image. Ace of Swords. Oh, it's definitely new. Look, Pluto's gone into Aquarius, and this is the thing. I firmly believe. I was afraid that we'd have to worry about internet, just weaknesses, which may come along throughout the next 20 years. But AI is the thing with Pluto goes into Aquarius. In the same way we had major things related to the sign happen when Pluto changes sign. Technology. This is a big change. It will have huge repercussions. There's some people who will get insanely rich from it. There are others who will be struggling to get jobs. We need to find ways to not let this reinforce the patriarchy. But I don't see a big pause. I really don't. And think of the John Platt saying Terminator is a golem. Yeah. So think of the Industrial Revolution. We've been living on the farms in our villages dotted across the countryside, and here comes mechanization, factories, time of change. But if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have the women's rights we have now. There's a through line. There was an increase in equality. Not perfect, but so that's where we are. Okay. Darren says, sorry, but you will never get me into a self-driving car or airplane. I prefer having a human being in charge. Technology doesn't always work. True. It doesn't always work. Someday I I'm waiting until self-driving cars are a thing, because I don't want to deal with it. If I want to go, if I need something from the other side of Chicago, first of all, I don't have a car. I can afford one, but I don't have a car. So I have everything delivered. But I think there are good things coming, and self-driving cars, it will eventually reach a point where it's actually safer. But that's not now. But that's coming. All right. So those are all the questions I had for today. It is 1:36 p.m. here in Chicago. Thank you for going over the news with me. I really appreciate it. In 2 hours at 3:30, I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel, doing creative sprints. You're always welcome. And bring any kind of project you want. And we'll just try to encourage you. Sarah's not here today. Today's her day off. Today is her son's sweet 16th birthday. So happy birthday. And she'll be back tomorrow. Other than that, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be right here. All right. So you are not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. And let's hang out tomorrow. Let's look at the news. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.